Well, I was telling you that today we are going to watch a part of a video of SRF Monk, and the video is called Love in Action. What this phrase means to you? What is love in action? ¿Qué les dice esta frase? What it means to you? Love in action.
Amor en acción.
A lot.
Yes.
You ask.
Yes, I am asking you. What does this phrase means to you?
Love
What is
in action,
love?
God in action.
Yes, love in action, God in action. That we were talking about just some seconds ago. We were talking about dreams come true. So love in action has to do with this, with put something into practice, not only words, but it has to do not only with saying that we love someone or that we are loved. You know that in this spiritual path, we always said that we don't have to, we have to change our life and the first thing we have to do is stop looking for love outside and going inside. Why? Because love is what we are.
Yes.
And so the way, how is the way to connect with the love that we are and then spread it to the world? So with this has to do love in action, to put love into practice, the love we are. So, and there are icons, some persons or some beautiful souls that are the proof of love in action. And one of them was Mother Teresa, Mother Teresa de Calcutta. And well, the monk in a part of the video, as a proof of, or as an example of what is love in action, he cites this Mother Teresa. And so we are going to see the part of the video where he talks about it. And it will also help us to understand American English. I think that he's not a native, but at the first part of the video, he says that he lives in Washington, in the temple, because SRF has a temple in near Washington or in Washington. And he picked up the accent of the people who lives near Washington. So I propose, if you dare to hear that, so that we can hear we can watch the video without subtitles and see what you can catch from the video. Then we are going, and you know that usually we read first some parts and then we listen to or we watch the video. Today we are going to do the other way around. So to train our ears and to see what can we catch and grasp or understand from this monk? Okay, let's share the screen. I will. Here it is. So, well, we see a part of the video and then we'll comment what we have understood. Okay. Let me check the sound.
Things that they did. Here is what Mother Teresa of Calcutta said. She said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do simple things with great love. We can do simple things with great love. And she also went on to say, it is not what you do, but how much love you put into it. We can be sweeping the floor, vacuuming this carpet, dusting. Doesn't matter. In God's eyes, what we are doing is irrelevant. It's how we do it, how much love we put into it. That is love in action. We don't have to do spectacular things. It can be very simple. We don't have to make it complicated. Keep it very simple. A few examples I'll give you. Smiling at a stranger doesn't cost us a thing, but we brighten someone's life a little bit. Giving a sympathetic ear to someone who needs to speak. Being attentive, being present when they're talking. Saying something kind and caring. Something ordinary, you can just appreciate someone's dress. That is love in action. Rejoicing in someone else's happiness. Rejoice. Because at the end of the day, we are all one. We are one. So when someone else is happy, we are actually, in reality, also benefiting by it. So rejoice in someone else's happiness. Sending silent thoughts of love, caring, prayers to an acquaintance. The clerk at the grocery checkout counter. Your Amazon mail delivery man. Right? Anyone. They don't have to know. You can just be, God bless them. God bless them. And you will see what it will do to your life. Your whole consciousness will change. I'll give you a very small personal story from my own life. And it's not about me. I'm just sharing a principle here. And I'm sure each one of you has dozens of similar anecdotes that you can share. So this happened some years ago, and I was traveling with a couple of monks. We were flying from Los Angeles to New York for some work. And so we were at the LAX airport. This flight was overbooked. You know how sometimes the agent comes to the counter and they say, if any one of you can give up your seat, we'll give you a discount or something. So it was one of those flights. But we didn't have the choice. We had to go. So we were one of the early passengers to get on the flight, and we put our carry-on bags in the overhead compartments, and we took our seats. And I just had the thought that this flight is going to be so packed that it's going to be hard for people to find storage in the overhead compartment. So I made up my mind that whoever is going to be sitting around me, I'll help them find a space, maybe even juggle some bags around if necessary. So as the flight started getting packed and people started coming and sitting in the vicinity, I got up and I was helping them. And a few people were old, they were having a hard time lifting the bags and putting it. So I helped them, and I was moving things around. And I was feeling so happy. It was a trivial thing. I was feeling so happy. Eventually, everything was settled, I took my seat by the window, and this elderly woman sat next to me. And she just leaned over and she said, "Thank you for being so nice to the other passengers." And I said, "Oh, it is my joy." I mean, I was feeling so happy. And I was selfish actually, because once I started helping, I couldn't stop. And like I said, I'm sure each one of us has examples that we can share from our own lives. And this is the paradox, is when we actually forget ourselves and do for others, we actually feel more happy than the recipient. Loving and helping others actually has health benefits. It may even lead to what is called the physiological effects, what is called the helper's high. Now, you actually feel high when you help others. You get more energy, you feel more energetic, you just feel stronger, and even some of the harmful effects of stress are minimized. This is scientific research.
Okay, my friends. Did you get something? The general idea or what he was talking about? That he was what? He was giving examples of what is love in action. And what he says, that what are these examples that she gave, or what does love in action has to do with?
It has to do with simple things that you can do at any time with anybody, and that the important thing is that you make that things with love and compassion and kindness and all the things, and that makes you happy and
Yeah.
feel good. It's good for your health, and it's good for you and for others.
Yes, that's why he says that it's a kind of paradox, because you are doing a thing for another, but you take most advantage of it because all the effect it has at the end he says it is something that is scientific, scientifically proven. Okay. And yes, and like the most important message here is that it is not important what we do, but how we do it. You know that many times we focus on this when we talk about our way, for example, of saying things. That it's not it has not to do with what we say, but how we say it. He says how much love we put into it. Well, now we are going to share some phrases that he has, and I love this way of talking of the monks and of the sister. You know that it is not the first time we watch a video of them, because they always put simple examples and practical examples of everyday life. So we can also learn about vocabulary of everyday vocabulary. For instance, here we are going to refresh or to learn some words that deals with what? Because for instance, one of the examples he gave was when he went to an airport because he had to fly to travel from one place to another, and he talks about the vocabulary we use when we go to an airport. Okay, let's share
I had we had to explain that overbook is when the
Overbook, yes,
air-
an
air-
overbook flight. It's
airline
something that I didn't
companies
know.
sell more seats than the airplane has.
Yes,
And
but it's an everyday practice of the airlines. I didn't know that. That's why it is not an occasional problem that you may have. Because it is a question, it has to do with business, with it is like a business strategy that airlines have.
and I teach the consumer law, and it's you to talk about these cases.
What are our rights as consumers?
Yes, in the School of Law in the University of Rosario.
Okay, and what are our rights as consumers in this case?
And the right is first the information, and then the airline have to move, to arrange, to try to convince the client to take another airplane, or maybe stay one day in the city, paying the hotel and amenities.
The accommodation.
Yes.
If he has to stay, they have to take. They have to pay you.
Yes.
Yes.
So the problem is that in the European law, they have norms to establish how the company had to do and pay, and trade with the client. In South America, no, we don't have norms or acts to.
They are different.
To protect the client in this case of abuses.
Yes, because yes, it called my attention that this practice is legal, that they can overbook, so they can send more seats than the plane actually have. I remember last year when I went to Europe, my friend Pablo explained to me that this is a usual practice because they take a commercial advantage of it, because for them is more beneficial because what happens, for instance, the flight has 50 seats and they sell 55 seats because
more than 55.
Yes, because it is statistically proven that at the last minute there are people that change the flight. But it may happen that all people that have booked the flight want to travel in that flight. And so you have, for instance, 60 people, but there are 50 seats. So the airline has to propose to change the flight and to travel in another flight. And they offer you a compensation for this difficulty or this for the waiting. For instance, I remember that when I have to travel from London to Geneva, in my flight back to Geneva, it was 15 minutes before the time of the flight. a stewardess appeared and says, well, hello, I hope you are doing well, but I have an announcement. We have a technical problem, and we need that please 4 passengers have to wait till the next flight. And the next flight is, it was, for instance, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. And well, the next flight is at 7 p.m. But we offer you, I remember that I had paid, it was almost 100 euros, the two-way flight. And they offered me 200 euros, the double price, if I can wait, if I could wait till the next flight. So it was beneficial. If you don't mind, if you didn't mind waiting, you have your travel for free. But it is more beneficial for them to do these things than to have a flight with empty seats, some empty seats. That's why they do these kind of things, and they are legal, as you said, Pablo. They are supported by law. They can do it.
I was in TV yesterday, and I speak about the natural disaster here in Casilla, and I speak about the empathy of the enterprise or empresas.
The company.
The company. And if you want, I can share the link to the explanation, because I speak about the right of consumer, and we don't know. Sometimes we don't know that we have right, for example, for the right of information, to know how time the company used to reestablish the services at the houses. And so, for example, in the energy, it's more important in the family houses, and the companies and commerce that they need.
The businesses, the stores, the grocery stores, or they're always, because if you don't, if you don't have energy, or if you don't have electricity, you can't work.
Work and
I don't know what is I will look for it, how it is said in English. The lucro cesante sería that you cannot work. And how important is to have information about these things, because what happens is if we don't know how to defend ourselves in these cases. And in Argentina, it's useful to know about these things. Okay, my friends. Well, we can here. For instance, this is a kind of transcription of what the monk has said in the video when he talks, for instance, about the Mother Teresa. Jose, can you read here? Here are the phrases of Mother Teresa, for example. They are very beautiful.
Here is what Mother Teresa of Calcutta
she said. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do simple things with great love. We can do simple things with great love. And she also went on to say, it is not what you do, but how much love you put into it.
Okay. Is what we were talking about. These phrases are very, very beautiful. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do simple things with great love. And it is not what you do, but how much love you put into it. So, and well, he gives very everyday examples, usual examples, like sweeping the floor or vacuuming the carpet. What is vacuuming the carpet? Lavar la alfombra. Okay, dusting.
¿No es pasar la aspiradora?
Yes, vacuuming the carpet, vacuuming. Yes, la aspiradora. That's it, vacuuming. The vacuum. The vacuum cleaner es la aspiradora. Yes, vacuum cleaner. In God's eyes, what we are doing is irrelevant. It is not what we do, it's how we do it. That's it. We don't have to do spectacular things. It can be very simple. We don't have to make it complicated. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. This is another beautiful phrase. Keep it simple. Hacelo simple. Que sea simple, algo simple. Keep it. Keep it simple. And this is another, there are also some kind of, that another important thing when you're learning a foreign language is this that we call idioms, or because we are different of a culture, we have different cultures, we have different way of saying things, the same things. That's why, and this is the key to know if someone is a native or not, because what we tend to do, we tend to translate literally, and that's why what happens if we go to the United States, for example, and we talk to a foreigner or to a native, they will understand us, but they will know that we are not native, because we, for instance, we say things in a way that there is not their way of saying things. For instance, here, and that's why it's useful to listen to the native people, the way they talk, because we can learn from them, and we can learn to speak in a different way, and so we can sound as natives. For instance, this phrase that he says, smiling at a stranger doesn't cost us a thing. What would be in Spanish? This what we say when we say it in Spanish.
Sonreír a extraños sería eso.
Sería como que no nos cuesta nada sonreír.
Sonreír, claro.
Eso. No nos cuesta nada. In Spanish, we say it like this. In English, if we can say that algo no nos cuesta nada, no te cuesta nada, or you can say it like this. It doesn't cost you a thing. Hacelo, no te cuesta nada. Vieron que in Spanish we use a lot this phrase. Well, in English, the way of saying this is like this. It doesn't cost you a thing. You can go to the supermarket. It doesn't cost you a thing. For me. Okay. And yes, he gives very simple examples like this. Smiling at a stranger. Smiling at a stranger doesn't cost you a thing. But
Strangers, ¿qué es?
extraño, un
Ah, extraño, estaba bien, estaba bien.
Yeah, someone you don't know. Someone it is the first time you see it. But we brighten someone's life a little bit. Brighten. Something that is bright, what is brilliant? It has light. And the verb is brighten. It's very beautiful, this phrase. We brighten someone's life a little bit. Como que con ese pequeño acto que hacemos, iluminamos la vida del otro. This. Or, Vito, can you read this, the second phrase?
Yes.
Sentence.
Giving a sympathetic ear to someone who needs to speak, being attentive, being present when they are talking.
Yes.
¿Sigo?
We can comment a bit on this sentence. That this is another simple thing. Giving a sympathetic ear to someone who needs to speak. Yes, that this is something that happens to us sometimes, that we don't need, you know that sometimes we call a friend or we say, oh, I need to talk to you, but in fact, we are not seeking advice. We are just wanting the other to listen to us. We want to speak. And why do we call a friend for this? We want to we need this feeling of something that would hear us without judging us, just hearing us. And this is very healing. Es muy sanador eso. Es solo con saber que there is someone who can listen to us without judging us, and that so we can feel that we are important to that person, or that we are being heard. Or the act of expressing something, it's enough. And that's why he says, and it's a very simple thing, but it's very important. So let's think a bit about it. So let's go on. Vito, the next sentence.
Saying something kind and caring, something ordinary, you can just appreciate someone's dress.
Yes.
That is love in action.
Yes. This is another very simple example. When you say to a friend, or when someone says to you, oh, you're beautiful today. It's an expression of love, and it's very simple, but it makes the other feel better, feel good. That is love in action. I love this because he gives very, very simple examples of everyday life. And all of us can do these things. And sometimes we don't realize how important and it is to do these things, and how we can contribute to the wellness or for a better world in our lives. And this is another So can you read the following sentence?
Okay. No sé cómo se dice esta palabra.
Rejoicing. Rejoicing.
Rejoicing.
Joyce is another very beautiful word and verb in English. What is to rejoice?
Regocijarse.
Claro, alegrarse, regocijarse, alegrarse.
Joyce
In
enjoys. Joyce
Re-
enjoys. Rejoice.
Yes. Rejoice, enjoy. Yes. Rejoice.
Enjoys Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. Rejoices in someone else's happiness. Rejoice because at the end of the day, we are all one. We are one. So when someone else is happy, we are actually in reality also benefiting. No sé cómo.
Yes, benefiting by it.
By it. So rejoice in someone else's happiness.
Okay, this is important also because vieron que how we say it in Spanish, a common phrase is, bueno, si vos sos feliz, yo soy feliz. Vieron que we have this phrase, but he gives he goes beyond this. ¿Qué nos dice? That we if we rejoice, taking this into account, that the other is us also. The other is another version of me. We are all one. So it is not only because we love other and we want the other to be happy. That this happiness, that there is a unity of all things. And we have to take this into account also. And not only take it into account, feeling it, feeling it. And this is another thing we can do. Pablo, can you read it? Sending.
Okay, sending silent through of love, caring prayer to an acquaintance.
Acquaintance, yes.
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance, what is what is an acquaintance? Someone that you know,
That
but
you
it's
know.
not your friend. It's someone.
Un conocido.
Un conocido, decimos in Spanish, we say, sí, un conocido, digamos. But it is not a friend of us, but.
It has to do, Cari, with the thing you said the other meeting when you talked about the film Prayer, Love, and Eat and
yes.
Love. I don't know the other. I think it's Eat, Pray, and Love.
Yes, Eat, Pray, and Love. Comer,
Eat,
rezar y
Pray,
amar.
and Love.
Yes.
Comer, rezar y amar. That she said that when she was talking about her husband, her friend told her, send love to him, send love. And
yes.
I was thinking about that, and
yes,
we can read it.
Yes, they talk. Yes, there is we can read it. The next meeting is yes. I have the book in English also. So I can yes. A friend I read it first in Spanish, and a friend of mine one of my runners friends. One day we were running and we were talking, and she said to me, "Oh, I have the book in English. I can lend it to you." So I have it in English. And yes, this paragraph, this part of the story is very beautiful, because they are talking about detachment. Estaban hablando del desapego ellos. And this thing that is important, that it is not necessary to have physical contact with other, or to be present in the same space. You can, your thoughts have power. Your thoughts of love, caring. Caring is another beautiful word. It comes from care, to have care, or to care about someone. De cuidar. Esa es el cuidado. And caring has to be with loving, con algo amoroso. With love. That is a caring. He was a caring attitude. Ellos usan mucho esto. Es como una actitud amorosa de cuidado. Caring attitude. And here are examples of what can be an acquaintance. What can be an acquaintance? For example, Jose, you can read. Can you read?
The clerk at the grocery checkout counter. You know, you Amazon, no? You Amazon
Yes.
mail delivery man.
The postman, or
The
what is the grocery checkout counter?
I don't
El
know
cajero del
what is the
supermercado sería.
okay.
Yes, the
The
counter,
grocery checkout counter.
checkout counter, es la caja del supermercado. Grocery, here, grocery, bueno, puede ser un almacén, una tienda, pero we can say the supermarket also. Checkout counter. The counter es eso, es la caja del supermercado, la caja de un negocio, digamos. Checkout counter.
Continue the phrase, no?
Yes.
Right. Anyone, just, they don't have to know. You can just be. Go bless them. Go bless them, and you will see what it will do to you, your life. Your whole consciousness will change.
Yes. That this act will transform you. God bless you. Send
God bless them.
blessings, to send a blessing to someone. Vieron que the Colombian people are very used to it. Los colombianos son vieron que ellos te dicen siempre, bendiciones, bendiciones, hermano, bendiciones. Well, we don't have this practice by the Caribbean people. They are very used to, when they greet you, they send the phrase. I know because I have a friend, La Negra, mi amiga. She has a lot of Colombian people friends because he loves Colombia, and he always says this. She always says bendiciones. When ellos, su forma de decirte hola es así. Te dicen bendiciones. Well, we can put this into practice and send a blessing to wherever, to whoever cross we meet. Whoever we meet, we can send a thought of love. And it is here, it says, your whole consciousness will change. Your whole consciousness will change. Que sentimos un cambio dentro nuestro. nuestra conciencia, your whole consciousness, you will see what it will do to your life. Your whole consciousness will change. Okay. Well, and here it talks about the experience he had it at the airport, and well, I mark these phrases that the flight was overbooked, that we also talk about it. And another phrase they use a lot is I made up my mind. What is to make up your mind? To decide something. Made up my mind. They use it a lot. This, you know that I always say that there are different ways of saying things, and they use they don't use so much the verbs that have a Latin root like us. Por ejemplo, ellos también tienen el verbo decidir, pero no, they use a lot phrasal. They love phrasal verbs. And that's why if you use phrasal verbs, you will sound as native. If you use a Latin, they will understand you if you use the other verb, but you will not sound as native. So it's better to say, I made up my mind, instead of saying, I decided. Okay. And yes, another thing, it was a trivial thing. What is a trivial thing? It's like in Spanish, we have this word also. Something that is unimportant, that is, it is not a great thing. But if it is made with love, it matters. Okay. And what is to be selfish, which is the opposite of being selfish?
To be given, to...
Yeah, to be generous.
Generous.
Yes. Selfish, what is to be selfish? Egoísta. Selfish. Or they say unselfish. Is the opposite. Unselfish. They use a lot this word. Another mark of being native is the use of prefixes and suffixes. They use a lot the prefix an or in to mark that something is the opposite of something else. Ellos usan mucho los prefijos and, in this case, for instance, unselfish. Okay. And this. That's that. Another way of saying I couldn't stop, because he was talking about that when he started helping, he couldn't stop. And they have a phrase that they use a lot, is this: I can't help. You know that there is a song.
Yes.
That
I can't falling in love.
Falling in love with you.
Yes, Elvis Presley.
A song of UB40.
No, but it's Elvis Presley's song.
Yes.
And UB40, yes, made a cover.
He's citing Elvis Presley. I can't help
falling in love.
Love
then you
with
have the reggae version by UB40.
But UB40, I didn't know.
Yes, it's a classic song.
Yeah, mira, no sabía.
I Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. I don't know if it's a song of Elvis Presley in the origin. I don't know.
Yes, he's
but
the author of the song. Yes.
I don't know if he's the author, but I knew that song by Elvis Presley first.
Yes,
and
I
then
can't help. Well, and can't help es no puedo evitar. I can't help
yes,
falling in
can't
love with you.
avoid it.
It-
You can't
yes,
avoid it.
that is why it is related with I couldn't stop. Es como que uno hace algo y no lo puede evitar, o también otra forma de decirlo es no puedo dejar de hacerlo. I couldn't stop, but they use a lot this phrase, or I can't help. I can't help falling in love with you. I can't help waking up late, for example, or whatever. Algo que uno, que es más fuerte, viste como decimos in Spanish, we say, es más fuerte que yo. No lo puedo evitar. That's it. Well, my friends, now it was very beautiful, this very simple but very beautiful the today's subject, the love in action. Well, and to finish, we are going to do a very short meditation that the monk does at the beginning. And it is, I send it to you, I send it the short video with the part of the meditation to the group. And I will look for it now. A ver, ¿dónde está? And here, you know that at the beginning, there are the instructions that I also send it to you of how to meditate, to take the position of meditation. Here we are. We can read this and then we do the meditation. Here. To here. Pablo, do that you are the meditation teacher.
No.
You can read this, the instructions in English that are very useful.
I have to read.
Yes.
Okay. We always begin our inspirational services with a short meditation to help us calm the body, take the mind within, open the heart, so that we can be fully receptive to the full inflow of God, love, and blessing. No.
So, yes. If you want, you can continue.
Okay.
What do we have to do?
So, in preparation for meditation, please sit with the spine straight, away from the back of that seat is possible. Your feet flat on the floor, shoulder head back. Abdomen tucking, chin parallel to the floor, neck in line with the spine. Eyes gently closed with the gaze lifts to the point between the eyebrows. The seat of concentration and will in the human body. Keep your palms upturned at the junction in the abdomen. So complicated.
The thighs. The thighs in the abdomen. Very good.
The thighs in the abdomen.
And then these two last sentences.
Hold the body still and yet relaxes. Simply speak to God. Talk to God silently in the language of your heart.
Yes. This is the most important thing we have to do when we meditate. hold the body still and yet relaxed. And simply speak to God. Talk to God silently in the language of your heart. Okay, that's what we are going to do now. To finish our beautiful meeting, my friends. Okay, let me
Welcome again. Is there anyone here for the first time or new to SRF? Nice to have you with us. We always begin our inspirational services with a short meditation to help us calm the body, take the mind within, open the heart, so that we can be fully receptive to the full inflow of God's love and blessings. So in preparation for meditation, please sit with your spine straight away from the back of the seat if possible, your feet flat on the floor, shoulders held back, abdomen tucked in, chin parallel to the floor, neck in line with the spine, eyes gently closed with the gaze lifted to the point between the eyebrows, the seat of concentration and will in the human body. Keep your palms upturned at the junction of the thighs and the abdomen. Hold the body still and yet relaxed.
And my friends. Thank you. And only remember to put your love in action this week. Have a beautiful holiday today. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.